Hi everybody and welcome back to some more Ride 2 here on this channel. I'm kpg-gooner here, and in today's episode guys we're going to be doing something slightly different. Now I've set myself two challenges. Now these challenges are going to be on two different full circuits, and these circuits are very long. I think you know where I'm going with this. One's going to be in Northern Ireland and the other one's going to be in Germany, so you know what circuits I'm talking about. Also one's going to be in the wet and one's going to be in the dry. This is going to be really tough, plus we're going to do it on the Repsol Fireblade, so I'm really looking forward to this guys. So we're going to get straight into it and see if we can do the challenges. So here we go. Right guys, so here we go with the first challenge. So we're going to be jumping straight into it, and we're going to be tackling this Northern Ireland road circuit. It's one of the fastest road circuits they do in the world. So this is going to be absolutely crazy, and we're going to try and win a race around it on the Repsol Fireblade in the wet. This is going to be so challenging. Let's get straight into it. Right, so let's get into this race. Let's have a look at the other opponents. Now, there's quite a few different bikes. This is going to be really interesting. I'm still learning this circuit, so I might change the options. I mean, when I did the time attack, I had it on the full racing line. I don't normally like the lines, guys, but I think I might stick it on just for the corners, because this is going to be one heck of a race. We put anti-wheelie on high rather than on full. Hopefully, we should be okay with that. So we're going to jump into it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to win this, but I've set myself the challenge. If I crash out, I crash out. But I'm just going to keep going. So here we go, guys. Right, guys, so here we go with this race around this ridiculous road circuit. This is going to be so tough, especially in the wet. I don't know how this is going to go, but like I said, if I crash out, I'm just going to keep on going and see if we can get a win. So let's try and get a good start. Now, we've put the racing line just on the corners, just to give us a bit of guide. This is going to be a ridiculous conditions, but I'm just going to give it my best shot. So here we go. Now, we know this section's tough. Let's try and take a good line through here. Slow it down. Just try and stick with the other bikes. Oh God, don't come off really early on here. Slow it down. Try and take a nice line. Now, a lot of you have been asking for me to do it in different views, so today we're going to do both in third person, just to mix it up, guys. Loads of you keep asking, oh God, I just touched the back of that Ducati there. Let's try and slow it down. A nice line. Oh God, almost off the circuit already, but we're sticking with the leaders, so that's not a bad start. And oh God, I've just lowered anti-wheelie slightly, and that's affected me slightly there, so we've dropped back into P4. Now this section's really tough. I wonder if the AI are going to slow down on this tricky section here. Let's just try and hold the speed, slow it down. Now this is really tough. Slow it down, don't come off. Oh yes, they all slowed down there, so they're well aware of that, and I've just nicked the back of the bike there. Don't come off. Oh my God, this is so tough in the wet, and I'm so worried about the heavy braking in this conditions. It's trying to slow it down through here. This is a tricky turn here. Try and take a nice line, slow it down. Oh God, I managed to slip up the inside, and I've got a good drive. Go and keep that front wheel down, and we're just in the lead, and that's a good start. Now we've got to try and stay in the lead if we can. That would be awesome. Try and slow it down. This is another tricky right turn here, and accelerate. Looking at the map, we've managed just to pull a slight lead away through those last couple of corners. That's awesome. Don't go on the grass. Oh God, almost didn't turn into that corner very well, but we're just holding a slight lead, and that is awesome. I can't believe that, but there's a long way to go yet, guys, and we've got to do 3 laps of this, which is ridiculous. Right, let's try and take it nice and easy through here. They're probably going to catch me up. I'm being a little bit careful because we can't brake as heavy in these conditions. It's raining very hard. Right, slow it down. Don't turn it too... Oh God, that was really tricky. I felt the back end squirming slightly there, and we've managed to speed up again. Right, let's just try and keep it nice and fast. But as we get a little bit more experience at this circuit, we will do races on here without the line, guys. I'm just trying to learn the circuit, like quite a few of the circuits on this game, even like the Northwest, which we haven't tackled yet. I don't know it very well, so I'm going to have to try and learn it. And once I do, as I do on most of my racing games, I don't normally use the lines, but you've got to learn it somehow, and this is the best way to do it. And I prefer to have it just on the corners rather than the whole circuit. Right, let's try and get a nice line through here. This is a tricky slow section, and we still managed to hold that lead slightly, but it's only going to take a small mistake. Oh, don't go on the grass again, be careful, and the wheel's wheeling up. Now I've only got it on high. I thought that would be okay, but it is posing to be a little bit of a problem now and again, but I want to try and experience it to what the bike would be like in real life. I mean, having the anti-wheelie on full isn't really realistic, not on a bike like this. You've got to try and turn those things off so you can get a better experience. Right, let's just try and coast through these next few corners. This can be really tricky. and we're coming towards the end of the first lap, and this hasn't been a bad start. Can we go into that second lap and keep pulling away? Oh, that would be awesome, especially in these conditions. But I thought this would be a good challenge. When I saw the event, I thought, why not? Give it a go. Right, let's try, and that's the first lap out the way. Now, we've just done it in 3 minutes and 40 seconds, which I don't think is too bad considering the conditions. Now let's try and really pull away from the rest of the bikes, and that would be awesome. Right, slow it down through here. Try and take it nice and gentle. Try not to turn too heavily into the corners, not braking too much. I'm trying to use 50% of front and back, not one more than the other, just to avoid any slips. And it's not bad. Slow it down through here. Let's try and get a bit tighter this time because we went slightly off circuit before, and again we've gone off. Oh god, don't accelerate on the grass. And again we struggled to slow down, and that is due to the wet. And we've managed just to regain ourselves, and we've still got a little bit of a healthy lead there, which is always good. So we're going really, really well. I do like this Repsol Fireblade, and we've managed to just pull away a little bit more through there. Don't come off, and just stay off. Just trying to keep the line, but the conditions are ridiculous. I think I would have struggled to do this in the other view, but I'm definitely going to give it a go though, guys, and see if I could do it. But in these conditions, it's really hard to see at speed, and we've managed to get through there nice and clean, and we've managed to pull away. They definitely don't like that corner. Every time we've got to that corner, we've managed just to pull away, and this one here. Let's see if we can get a better line through here, get nice speed, hold the speed, and yes, that was pretty damn decent. And we are still holding a decent lead, and if we can get through the second lap, we can go into that last lap and probably take it a little bit easier with that little bit of a buffer. But we've got to keep the pace up because they're definitely a lot quicker going into some of the slow corners on this circuit, I bet. So we're going to have to make sure we don't make any mistakes, try and hold the speed. Oh god, that's a really tricky pit to go through over. You do a little bit of jump there, you've got to try and be careful as you land. Right, slow it down here, don't go into the wall. Oh god, that was my first real mistake, and I almost planted it into the wall there, but we managed to recover. Oh my god, that was absolutely close. That was so close. Right, we've got to be really, really on it and just try and keep focused if we can. Slow it down, don't lose it. Again, we're getting really, really close. But you've got to stay so focused for so long on these sort of races because the roads are so tight, and if you make one mistake with a braking point, you're a goner. So you've got to be really, really focused for so long. But that is the challenge, guys, especially in these conditions because the visibility is a little bit harder as well. And slow it down through this section. Just try and get a nice speed through here. I always struggle at that slow turn. I did in the time attacks we did round here very, very hard. You've got to try and get round here and don't accelerate too much, especially in the wet. That's not too bad. And we're off, but they've caught up slightly through there. I didn't go through that section very quick, and they've caught up. Now we're going to be under a little bit of pressure. We've got to try not to make any mistakes. But a lot of the crashes I have had on this circuit, especially in that time attack, was through these sections. I really, really did struggle to go through here. I don't know whether it was because we were in that other view and it was just harder to get through these tight corners, and I was just not braking early enough. But I don't know. It's different. God, don't lose it through there. Just slightly, just not braking a little bit enough there, and you really do struggle to turn the bike. Now, I haven't played around with the suspension on this bike at all at the moment. I probably could make it better, but I'll rather do that once you get the race modifications on it. Right, last lap, guys, and we just were about 2 seconds quicker on that lap. Let's see if we can do that sort of time again and hopefully get a win in this first challenge of the episode. Next, we take on the German circuit, and I think you know which one I'm talking about, and that's going to be really tough. Right, let's try and get nice and tight into this section. Slow it down, try and just be a little bit careful now. We've got a little bit of a buffer, and that's much smoother through there, much tighter. That was perfect, and they have slightly closed the gap as I wasn't as quick, and I'm struggling to get the wheel down, and that slowed us down, and they've really closed that gap. Now we're going to have to nail this next section to try and get that gap back up. I don't want them that close. It's just going to throw me out because I'm going to keep looking at it and I'm going to start panicking. Right, so looking at the time, we're definitely slower than the previous lap as well, so we're not going as quick. I wanted to take it a little bit easier, but not that much so they catch up completely. We've got to try and maintain some decent pace. Right, slow it down here. Don't lose it. Just threw me out slightly as the back end of the bike kicked up slightly, and we've managed to get through there okay. We've definitely got that corner nailed, but the AI really struggled through there, which is a bit of a bonus for us because we can use these couple of corners just to gain a little bit more of a gap. Right, let's get a nice speed round there and just try and accelerate away. Now we can really open the bike out now and open that throttle. Right, let's just get that gap even bigger if we can. Be careful, stay away from the sides. These roads are so tight, and this is where the difficulty comes in. You've got to try and be in the right place for every single corner. Try and hold it in the middle of the road there. Be careful over this little bit. Oh, that wasn't too bad. We weren't going too fast through there. That was okay, but definitely not. I can't even see him on the map, so we must be doing all right. Slow it down through here. That was awesome, but slightly tight onto the side there. Taking a few risks, but I think you have to try and maintain a decent lead. Right, slow it down into this section coming up. There's a right-hander, and then we can open the throttle again. Oh God, we are doing so well. I'm not sure what we're doing time-wise, whether we're slightly quicker than we were before, and we are not far. We've got just over a minute left in this race. Can we bring home a victory first time on this circuit? And we've actually gained some time because we're actually running faster than the previous lap, which is absolutely superb. Right, that's been nice and careful through here. We don't need to go mad. We've got a decent gap between us and the bike behind, so we don't have to go too mad. Let's try and slow it down, take it nice and easy. That's okay. Just felt the wheels sliding slightly there, but we're away, and now we've just got to nail these last few corners, and we should be able to get the win here, which is bloody awesome. I thought this would be really difficult, and it has, guys, but I've managed to just keep my concentration, which is not always a thing that I'm good at, but we've managed to do it so far. But we've got another challenge after this one, guys, and that's going to be just as tough. Right, let's slow it down, get nice and tight into there. It's not too bad. We've only got a couple more corners to go, and we're still in the lead. I don't know what we're doing times wise. We're not running really quick, but I think it was quicker than the previous lap. Yes, it was quite a bit quicker, and there you go, guys, we managed to do it, and that was bloody awesome. Oh my God, really tough, but that Repsol Fireblade is absolutely amazing. So we take the win with a decent last lap there in the wet, and we managed to do the challenge. Now we're going to jump into the next challenge of the episode, guys, and don't forget to watch the end of the video because we've got what's coming next in this series. Okay, guys, here we go. Right, guys, so here we go with the second challenge of the episode, and as you probably already knew, we're going to do the full circuit of the Nordschleife. Now, we could have had a bike up to 984 performance points, but we're just going to use the Honda Fireblade, and we're going to try and at least get the bronze. So we're going to get straight into it now, guys, so here we go. Right, guys, let's get straight into it. Now, this is going to be really challenging. So to get the bronze, we've got to do it in 7 minutes and 16 seconds, and the gold is 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Again, we're going to use the line on the corners. Again, we do know the Nürburgring, but we're just going to try and get ourselves into it. We haven't done many races around it on a bike. We're not going to change the suspension, but we are going to lower the gear ratio because we're not going to be at full pelt all the time around the circuit. Now we're going to go into this and just see if we can get that bronze. So here we go, guys. Right, guys, so here we go with this second challenge of the episode. Now, we could have had a bike up to 984 performance points, which this bike could be close to with the race modifications. But that's why I said we'd go for the bronze. We might not even be able to achieve that, but I thought it would be a good challenge just to see how close we can get to it. Now, I'll put the guiding line on the corners just because I haven't done any races around here on a bike on the full circuits, only certain sectors. So we're going to just try and bring ourselves into it. Now let's see if we can get a good start. Now we know this first section quite well, so hopefully we can get a good time. But we might not even, like I said, be able to achieve this, the bronze. But I'm going to try and get as close to it as I can. And we haven't adjusted the suspension either, and I can already feel it not liking changing of direction. And the reason why I changed the gearing was because I thought it'd just give us a little bit more acceleration out the slow corners. And we went, oh God, we went quite wide into that section. But we managed just to turn into that section, flip the bike over. It's not going to be easy to control this bike on this circuit, but it's going to be even harder once it's up to full modification. But let's see if we can at least get near that 7 minutes 16. Oh god, the back end kicked up as it slowed down into that section, but we know this section quite well, so let's really try and get to top speed through here and see if we can take off on that section like we did in our previous sector point-to-point race. If you remember, guys, I almost took off, and this is the bit here. Let's just try and take it. Okay. Ooh, the back end kicked up. Slow it down, don't lose it. And we've managed just to control it, slow it down, because we've got a tough right-hander here. Remember this one well, and get a nice turn into this corner. And oh god, we've come up with a split time, and we're just in the green at the moment, so we must be doing okay. But we do know this first couple of sections quite well, so it's the last 25% of the circuit that gets really, really tough, and that's probably where I'm going to struggle. But let's just try and do our best. Slow it down up here. We've done this on, oh god, the back end really kicking up as I slow down, and that's where the suspension adjustments would come in. But I don't know what to adjust, because I've never taken this bike round this full circuit, so you've got to just try and go with it, and that's not bad through there. Really struggling to turn it in really tight into the corners, but we're doing okay. We've almost gone 2 minutes, and we haven't really made too many mistakes. Try and slow it down. Don't go on the grass. Oh god, that was close. Really struggled to slow it down, and the front wheel is just all over the place, but we're just holding it, and again touching the grass. But we're trying just to keep the speed up, and we managed to get through there okay. As long as we don't brake heavily on the grass, we should be okay. Right, this is quite a tricky section. We've got some tricky tight corners coming up, so we're going to have to just try and be careful on the brakes, not to go too heavy into the corners, and slow it down. This one's really difficult. Let's try and slow it down, turn it. See, it just doesn't like that really tight turns, but that wasn't too bad. I managed to slow down, but it is bobbing around all over the place. Really doesn't like the tight movement. Right, slow it down through here. This is another tight corner. Now this turn up the hill can be really tricky. You have to get nice and tight in and slow it down, hold it. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I think we got a bit of practice on that last point-to-point race on that section, and we've managed just to nail that. Right, see if we can get a nice speed through here. Just trying to slow it down into the corners. No. Oh god, almost into the barrier. Just managed to slow down, and we're still doing okay for time. But that was the closest we've come. Oh my god, I thought we were going to crash into the barrier there, but we've managed just to regain ourselves. Now we've got to try and get concentrated again. Just trying to keep the speed up as we go on the grass, just trying to hold. Once you get up to top speed, it's so hard to move this bike. It feels really, and that's why the race bikes modifications, they're a little bit better turning into the corners and are better at higher speeds. But this is the challenge. Can we get close to it? And again, just going slightly over, trying to hold the speed, but we are going really quick. I like the way every time I slam the brakes on the back end of this bike kicks up, and I'm trying to brake 50% on the front, 50% on the back, and it's still going up, because this bike is, at least the brakes on this bike work okay. That's one thing I can say. They do stop the bike pretty good. Right, slow it down again. That back end kicked up, but really struggling to get it nice and tight, having to press the front brake to turn that front in. It is understeering slightly, but like I said, I haven't done any adjustments to the suspension. I could have improved that, but that's something we may have to do if we ever try this again. Right, let's try and hold the speed from here. We're starting to get into the nitty-gritty. This is where a lot of the tight turns come in. We've got to be really good on the brakes through here. Try and get as nice and tight in, and that's not bad through there. We've managed to go on, I think we're over 50% now, guys, and we still haven't crashed, so we're doing okay. That's the bonus. We're still on the bike. Right, let's try and get a nice speed through here. Slow it down, try and keep it on the tarmac if we can. And the Naughty Life full circuit is absolutely crazy. I'd love to do this in real life. Probably in a car first off. I think it would be a very risky to do it on a bike. I think I'd, because it's one of these circuits where you don't want to go slow, but I think if you pushed it a little bit too much, you probably would end up killing yourself. And they do have a lot of accidents on it, so yeah. Right, let's try and get nice and tight. We're just over 5 minutes in. We've got we want to get to 7 minutes 16 seconds, so we haven't got much time left, and we've got at least 25% of the circuit to go. And I'm just trying to remember these last couple of sections. I've got to get in my head. I know once I get to that long straight, Oh, God, don't go on the grass again. Really struggle as to try and turn it into those really fast turns. You've got to try and get the brakes on and try and hold it onto the apex if you can. Get nice and tight into the curbs. Let's try and hold it through here. I think I'm starting to remember this section. Yes, I know where we are now, and we're not far, and we're looking at the time. We're in almost up to 6 minutes. Can we hold on and try and get that time? 7 minutes and 16 seconds is what we're aiming for. I don't think we're going to be able to do the gold, as, like I said, you needed a bike up to 984 performance points, and I don't think you should be able to do that on a bike that's only 800 and something. So let's just see if we can get nice and tight into that corner, and this is the straight. Not far to go, and we've got just under a minute. I think we're going to be very, very close. This is going to be tight, but can we get the bronze? If we don't get the bronze, guys, then I'm not going to do it again in this episode. We'll just get into what's coming next in the series, guys. I've got something important at the end of the video. Right, let's get really fast through here. Try and hold the speed. Get nice and tight up to almost over 180 miles an hour. We slowed down the top end because we changed the gearing. Back in, wanting to kick up, slow it through here, and we're doing okay for time. We've got just over 15 seconds to go. Oh no, are we going to get through here okay? We've got a few seconds. Turn it in. Oh God, just caught the top. That side bit, sorry, and accelerates. And what the hell? Did we do it? I didn't see the time. I wasn't concentrating. I know it was 7. Unbelievable. We got the gold. Unbelievable. I cannot believe that. I thought we were miles off it. And we get the gold. That's unreal. Well, there you go, guys. We managed to get the gold. And that's totally crazy. I wasn't expecting to get anywhere near there, but we managed to get through there. Just imagine what time we could have got if we had a full race modification on that bike. That's unbelievable. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Right, we're going to get into what's coming next in this series, guys. So here we go. Right, guys, now it's over to you. I want you lot to vote to what super sport we buy with our credits. Now, I'm going to leave it for another episode, so it's not going to be in the next episode. It's going to be the one after that. So leave your votes in the comments below in this video and the next video, and then we will buy one of these bikes, and then we will start racing these. I cannot wait. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye, guys.